guys are definitely going to do this, even though it puts my family in jeopardy, being back at a hotel. But with North Carolina state laws, as long as the kids are taken care of, food, clothes, a roof over their head, and everything else like that, we're not breaking any laws. We're not bad parents. We are doing everything we possibly can. The goal is still to get the apartment, which I'm going tomorrow to drop off the application. Then I have to call this one agency so they can go ahead and pay for the application fee, which is $50. And then they do the process, background check, credit score, and stuff like that, which they're not going to find anything, because once you get hired, all right, so I don't know about any other security company, but when it comes down to Allied Universal, you do 3 different type of background checks. You do a state, you do a national, and a federal. The federal is basically a global background. So the FBI gets involved in everything else like that, and they do a background check on you. And if you can pass those 3 background checks, you know what I mean? Even if you have like a couple of felonies, as long as that doesn't have to do with assault or anything else like that, you can work for them. They'll be willing to give you a chance and stuff. But if you screw up, you screw up, you're done. You won't be able to work for another security company at all. Like, it doesn't matter which one it is. So basically, like, yeah, man, that's been going on right now. So we're at a hotel right now. I'm not gonna give out the hotel name, but we're at a hotel right now, and we're just,
But because the reason why I can't go live anymore is because where I reached out for help, for donations, and
you had that one person that just wanted to make our lives miserable.
That wanted to make my life miserable, and basically because of everything going on with us, they decided to turn around and call my caseworker and put in a complaint between me and him of DV, because my youngest son was crying because he has gastro issues.
Yeah, he's going through gastro issues, so which we've been talking. We've been on the phone with doctors and everything else like that. Like, we're trying to figure out the best route to go about it. He's I honestly think it's just because he's a baby. You know what I mean? He's getting, his body's learning how to, digest and everything else like that. Both of our 2 oldest, they went through the same thing, but not as bad, but he's doing good. Like, he's smiling every time, like every day. It's usually at nighttime is when it happens. During the day, he's good. He's smiling. He's, cheerful and everything else like that. So, I mean, and I told the doctor, I was like, it's only at nighttime. It's weird. Like, it's only at a certain time at night, and then it'll last for like a couple of hours, and then he's done. He'll sleep it off and everything else like that. Mm-hmm. And like, I was trying to remember if there was any issues of like in my family genes, like if there was any issues that we had with when it comes to, digestion or anything else like that. And I remember my brother, he actually had to get some of his intestines taken out when he was at a younger age, like in his 20s. He got like 6 feet of intestines taken out of him. So I was like, all right, so that could probably be my family gene or something, or
but
it also, but Megan has, the same thing.
I have gastro issues.
So,
come from me.
It most likely would come from her side of the family and everything else like that. But other than that, I mean, it's just been a crazy ass week. I stayed off of TikTok for about 4 days. I tried to go on live, but I just wasn't feeling it. And, I was supposed to do a donation thing with a bunch of my friends like I've been doing. And I told the guy, I was just like, listen, man, I'm not feeling up for it. Like, and I told him exactly what's been going on with us. And I'm just like, dude, I'm not trying to get discouraged, but it's just a lot is going on right now. And I thought like both of us, they're like our caseworkers telling both of us to stay off live. They were only telling Megan to stay off live. So I was like, all right, well, I'll tell my wife to stay off live, but you got to understand something. You can't force her or threaten that there's going to be consequences if she does go on live. I said, first off, that's her freedom of press right there. Mm-hmm. I was like, believe it or not, yes, there's horrible people out there, but there's also good people out there. And the support that we've gotten so far from people we don't even know. anything about them, and we don't know shit about them. Like, we don't know anything from Adam and Eve. Like, you got to understand something. Like, that's her freedom of press right, American right.
It's my one escape that I have.
It's her one escape that she has. I said, yes, she went on there. She was emotional and everything else like that. The baby's crying. The babies cry. You know how many people go on live and their kids are screaming in the background, but you know what I mean? You don't say anything. You know what I mean? I said, you just had that one person, which comes to find out, I actually had my job track down this person. And this person wasn't even in the United States. This person was across the pond. Like, I'm not going to say what country, but it was across the pond.
I'm going to check on my kids.
So it was like, you're taking a claim of somebody that doesn't even, she is not even an American citizen, first off. But you guys won't do anything about the false accusations. Like, nobody gets in trouble for that. But you're willing to believe whatever comes your way about us. Like, and I don't think that's right. So after they were like, well, you know, if we couldn't find a place by, you know, reserve a room by yesterday, what was it? Yesterday by 12 p.m. Eastern time, that they were going to temporarily take the boys to foster care. So I was like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. So I actually talked to my caseworker. I talked to our caseworker today. I said, listen, the goal is to get this apartment. I said, after that, they want to do like a 3-month thing. And I was just like, no, you guys are going to do a month and a half, because 45 days ago, this was supposed to be over and done with. Yes, I know a hotel is not a suitable place to raise a family, but it is a roof over your head. It is food. Like, we can cook our food here. We can give them baths. It's a safe place. I got cameras everywhere. Like, my kids are more safer than most kids at home right now, you know, and I can honestly vouch for that. Like, even at the Quality Inn, we had 16 different cameras that were looking at where my room was. We had 16 different cameras facing in different directions that literally showed my door. I was like, my kids are more safer than anything in Fort Knox right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my kids are more safer than inmates at a prison. Like, it's, I was like, you're not going to do this. You're not. And I was like, and if my kids got to get taken temporarily, we have the choice to either have a family member or friend take on that position. Mm-hmm. And we get to choose. So if there's anything, we're going to let either a family member that's not involved in this situation or a friend that we know we can trust, like the people that we were just staying with. All right. I even told them, I said I would sign the paper right away, just because they had told me, the wife herself has told me that she will tell CPS that, like, the only way I would be willing to do this is if Andrew and Megan were able to come see the kids, right? Like, whenever they wanted to. They're welcome to come see, they're welcome to stay over if they wanted to. And if, you know, when time is good for them to come over, just in case we have anything, like any plans or if we're working or anything else like that. And I told her, I said, I would sign the papers right away. Like, I'm not even kidding you. And it would only be a temporary thing, you know? Yeah. And honestly, if it did come down to that, I'd be okay with it if my kids get to go to them, because, like, Joseph, he has autism. You know, I mean, we've stated that before. And her husband is a certified special needs teacher. So, and he has 2 sons of his own that are also autistic. And I was watching how he was with my son, and I was just like, I looked at this dude and like tears coming. I'm like, I don't cry that much. I, in tears, looked at this man. I was like, please teach me what the hell you're doing right now. Like, please. And he was like, oh, I will, dude. He goes, trust me. He's like, if you're serious about wanting to, like, how to be patient and all this other stuff, he's like, I got you, Andrew. Like, I will make sure that I can teach. And the whole time we were there, I just watched. I shut my mouth. I sat there with a notebook and a pen and notebook, and I just sat there and I was just like he's perfect. He's like, I mean, if any woman would want a man that like knows how to handle certain things when it comes to children, this is the guy. Like, this is your ultimate, like, one, like, bachelor. Like, this is the guy that you want. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that, you know, other people and other relationships and marriages and stuff like that, like the dad doesn't know what he's doing. You know what I mean? He you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, from my experience and everything else like that, like the first man I've ever met that's a certified, you know, special needs teacher and everything and has kids like my son. I was just like, dude, I'm all for it. He would ask me, he's like, would you mind if I was like, no, dude, go ahead, please. I'm watching, I'm learning. Like, I'm studying right now. Like, I was locked on to everything and how you even with Liam, like, you know, I mean, Liam the same way, you know, but mostly Joseph, because Joseph suffers, you know, he's a level 3, he's a level extreme, like, you know, nonverbal, you know what I mean? He wakes up and like has from night terrors and he'll cry. And I mean, this kid will be bawling like Niagara Falling, like bawling his eyes out. And we don't know why he's doing this type of thing. So he taught us some different tools, you know, to do with him and everything. But I asked him personally when he drove me to the hotel to go check in real quick at 2:00 earlier today. And I was just like, listen, I was like, would you guys mind stay in this situation with us? And he was just like, is that what you guys want? I said, that's what I want. I said, I'm sure my wife would not disagree with me. I said, you know, because as her husband, she does respect my opinion. She does respect my say and everything else. And just like her, I respect her say, you know, we're a normal couple. We're going to go through a fuse. Like, I always said, if you don't fight with your spouse or your boyfriend or your fiance or anything, you have a problem that you need to start worrying about. Because if you guys don't argue, that means you guys don't care. Because why would you fight and argue to have each other believe each other and not worth fighting? Like, you know what I mean? In a way, if that makes any sense. So, and I always told my wife that, and I was just like, listen, if I don't argue with you about something that can literally end our relationship, you need to start worrying. Because at that point, I'm thinking of plan B. I'm already had my bags packed. I'm already thinking about how much it's going to cost me to get on a plane or a bus and go back to where I'm from. But I'm going to sit here and have an argument, even if it's not an argument even worth arguing about. I'm showing that I care about you, that it is serious, that this can end our relationship after 6 years. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of who we think is right or what, we can keep going back and forth until we're blue in the face. But the fact that we are fighting and we're sitting there and we're arguing with each other to like make sure like we talk about everything, we bring everything to the table, that means we care about each other. That means we care about our relationship. That means we care about our marriage. That means I'm going to fight for you. It's another way of fighting. Yeah, we can go about it in a different way, in a much calmer way, but like, you know, I've never raised my hand to this woman. I will never raise my hand to this woman. I'll raise my voice, you know, because I'm a Yankee. I'm from New Jersey, and we love to raise our voice. See, we don't have to touch you people. We'll scream, we'll yell. You know what I mean? And because of like the job that I have, like I had to go to the academy where they train their police officers and their local state troopers and stuff like that. And was learned different because the job I have is a hands-on job. I'm not saying I could go to work and just, you know, clean clock somebody in the jaw. Like I'm saying, like I had to learn defenses, like different ways to hold people. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people that we deal with is like the mental patients and stuff like that. And they don't know what they're doing. They don't, you know, they're as lost as, you know, we are. We don't know anything about them. We don't know what happened, what led them to this point, this and this and that. So from them hurting themselves or anybody else around them, we have to know how to put them in certain holes and stuff like that. We're not the cops. We're not just going to, like, you know, beat you up and do what they would like to do, you know, gang up. No, we don't do that. We actually educate people at the sites that we work at. As a supervisor for Allied, like I educate people. I'm like, no, you have a right to do this. You have the right to do that. You have the right to shut your mouth. The best thing for you to do is just to shut your mouth. So when the cops do come here, keep your mouth shut. Tell them you want a lawyer. I won't say anything without my lawyer being present. Boom, done. They can't do anything by law to you. Nothing. Just stop. You know what I mean? Don't let them stare you down and use a bunch of them around you to intimidate you, because that's what it is an intimidation tactic. That's what they're trained to do. I've seen it firsthand. My sister's the chief of police in Jersey. They do that. They literally teach you. They'll say something. They'll stare at you. They won't blink. And they'll just use, you know, the whole, like this, puff out their little chest with their little ballistic vest on. And they'll sit there and they'll stare at you. And they'll stare at you like they're about to, like, you know, run up on you. And you, as soon as they do that, and as soon as you open your mouth,
they got you.
They got you. And you will give them the whole life story by them just staring at you and with no contact. I don't know if you ever noticed, but if a cop ever asks you questions and shit, and he's sitting there staring like that, you see, notice how he doesn't blink until you start opening your mouth, and then he starts blinking like crazy, because he's literally fighting to hold his blink. It's called a stare down tactic.
Yeah,
all police use it.
I have police in the family, and I also work for a law firm.
Law firm, yeah. So they're trained in, and it's more of like psychological training than like physical. Like, you know what I mean? If you got a guy coming out of the military that wants to be a cop, okay, he's got that training. He's got all of that. He can literally put you down with one hand.
Yeah.
But what you get a guy with tattooed up and everything that looks like he shouldn't even be a police officer, like, and he's just sitting there staring at you, and he was just like, all right, well, go ahead and start talking. The best thing to do is just keep your mouth shut. Yeah. That's why you are always read your Miranda rights. And it's amazing how so many people, they don't know these rights. And I even try to educate people that are in the town that we live in and try to let them know, like, just because your skin color, no, you have rights also. Don't use that as an excuse, okay? Because it's not the 1990s no more. It's not the 1960s. It's not the 1970s or 50s. Like, you have rights. And one of those rights is you have the right to remain silent. Whatever you do or say can be used against you in a court of law. You have a right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, one would be provided for you, this and this and that. And then they keep going on. That first thing is shut your fucking mouth and don't say a word unless there is an attorney present with you. Period. I know it's hard. I know we want to sit there and be like, well, you know, I was going to my friend's house, but she told me she was over on this side of town and you're on the wrong side of town in a bad neighborhood. When they know you, they pretty much discriminate you. You know, you can be a white person and be like, why are you on this side of town? The only reason you should be on this side of town is to get something, but you're traveling back over on that side of town. And they put two and two together. No, you keep your mouth shut. That's the first thing. Keep your mouth shut, because you're innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. So, I mean, we educate people, and you know, we don't really have a good reputation when it comes to law enforcement liking us, because we educate people, or at least the people I know, the teams that I'm in charge, being a supervisor, we educate. So, like, if I'm working at a hospital or something like that, and I got a patient that's, you know, not controlling him or herself, and you know, the mom or dad comes up, hey, listen, he has this, he's diagnosed with that. They don't have to say any of that. I have to treat everybody the same, because one, I'm not going to ask questions. That's going to get your HIPAA rights. Not going to ask any questions. Then you got me, and then I lose my job, and then you got a whole hospital. You're probably you can name use your name on my hospital after, you know, a court session. But we treat everybody as the same. We don't just look at somebody and categorize somebody. Like, if I have a black male coming in and he's bleeding, and it looks like, you know, somebody, like, you know, got him a couple of times with like a sharp object, I'm not gonna categorize him, or like, okay, well, tell me about the incident, you know what I mean, so I can do my investigation at the hospital. Like, no, that's not how this works. Like, hey man, listen, let me get you, I'm gonna go get a nurse real quick. I'm gonna have you bandage up real quick, you know, stop, you know, the flow, so we can get you back there as quick, and we'll get you back there as soon as possible. Like, usually those type of patients, they're back there right away because they're leaking. So there's no more leakage, and you ain't losing no more, like, because you can definitely just leak out and just right there in the lobby and just, be gone. We get them back there, stuff like that. When like inmates come in, they usually come in by ambulance or something like that. They're already back there. Everybody knows if you go to the emergency room by ambulance, you're already back there. You're ahead of everybody that's been sitting in that lobby for 3 to 4 hours. So we try to educate everybody. And I've had people in the lobby like, well, what about this? What about that? I'm like, well, just keep your mouth shut. You know what I mean? Just keep your mouth shut. And, so we try to do more than what law enforcement is supposed to do. And trust me, you can call me a mall cop all day. I don't care. I love it. I'll call myself a rent-a-cop all day. I love it. I love the term. I love everything about it, like all the jokes and everything about it. And I'm just like, no, we're here to educate you. Because some of us actually know the laws. Some of us actually read the books. And I've been thinking about, honestly, I don't know what I would have to do, but I want to take my bar exam next year. Because if there's one thing I can agree with my mom, and trust me, my mom was not a mother to me. She's like, Andrew, you should become a lawyer. You would be a really good lawyer. And I sat there and I was like, you know what? And with the whole thing with CPS and everything, they go after her more than they come after me. Because she's more vulnerable. She's more emotional. They can slide through her. They can get a hold of her better. Me, on the other hand, no, Dad knows the rights. I know my rights that my kids have. I know that you can't do this by law. You can't say this by law. You can't. Honestly, if I really wanted to, I can get them with, threats, verbal threatening, stuff like that. And I've even told my caseworker this. I'm not afraid to open my mouth. And she tells me I'm right. Like,
thank you.
No, you're not going to do this. Like, the whole point of you guys coming into the picture is to make sure my kids, the welfare of my kids are good. So let's stick to that. Don't worry about mine and her relationship. We've been married for 4 years. We've been together for 6.
Soon to be 7 in March.
Soon to be 7 in March. Don't worry about our relationship. We have our ups and downs just like any other, husband and wife do. You know what I mean?
Are
we have,
a discovery packet on you?
Are
they requesting discovery on you?
Not as of right now.
Mm-mm.
Maybe in the future, probably. You know what I mean? So I kind of like, even if they did, you know what I mean? Like they're not going to have anything, I don't think I have anything on my record or even close to what they can use when it comes to that is like a speeding ticket. And that was back like when I was, 23 or 24 years old, like before I even had kids. And they don't even know that I have an older son. Like I have a son that's 10 with a different woman. And I'm like, this makes 4 boys. And just think, these 4 boys, I'm their dad. So you think I'm bad? You think I'm annoying? Oh, you have no idea. Because I got 4 different personalities are about to really, seriously. And I don't boast about myself. I know the laws. I have a sister that's in law enforcement. I've trained with other officers in Tennessee, in North Carolina, Florida. I've been to academies because literally I had to get these registered because I'm not allowed because I have a hands-on thing. I have to be registered, fingerprinted and everything. So I can't even defend myself in most states because they don't have what do you call it? No, it's called self-defense.
Yes.
I can't even self-defense myself in some states because I'm in a system. And if I do, I can get in really, really big trouble, regardless if I started the situation or not. Right. So I'm going to use my mouth. I have a freedom of speech. As long as I'm not threatening anybody's, lives or anything like that, or their family or their jobs or their bosses or anybody along that lines, I have a right to say whatever I want to say. If I'm going to tell you to go fuck yourself, I'm going to tell you to go fuck yourself. It's that simple. You know what I mean? And if you still don't get it, then, if someone tells me off, I'll start speaking Italian. I'll just be like, Pafangulo. You know what I mean? Just tell you, fuck you, motherfucker. Like, go eat a pizza. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. Like, I've been through enough in my life and have experienced enough in my life where I see what the world really is. I see how nasty people really can be. And I still keep my mind focused on the good, that there's a good side to life and there's a good side to people, and not everybody is like this, but you still have those select few million that just want to make everybody's life miserable because their lives are miserable because they can't be happy, and that's the only reason why they do these certain things. So it's just like, and she wanted to look at my TikTok. I said, you're not gonna find one thing on there about me begging for money. I said, I'll show you all the recordings on my lives. And the first thing that she saw was all the shout out videos of people like gifting me galaxies or my top 10 gifters and stuff like that. She goes, you got people that actually gift you? I said, yeah, you can exchange that for cash. I was like, and that's where you think most of the money came from. Like, I hooked up with a guy that does fundraising. We raised $80,000 for St. Jude's one night. And the goal is to hit 100 grand. I gave this guy, what did we get? I did 10,000 roses. 9 other people did 10,000 roses. I didn't make my quota, but we raised 80 grand for St. Jude's in one night in less than 12 hours. And all we were doing was roses, because roses are only 1 cent. Okay, it's $1.17, $2.17, $2.18, depending on who you bank with. If you buy 100 roses, he was doing $1 for every rose, not 1 cent for every rose. He was doing $1 for every rose. We raised 80 grand for St. Jude's. This guy puts $300 in my CA account.
That's not including what
he didn't have to do that. He did that for 9 other people.
And
that was the deal, pretty much.
That's not including also what we did for Western North Carolina and Eastern Tennessee when Hurricane Helene came and destroyed for Hurricane Helene survivors and for the families that were victimized by Hurricane Helene in Asheville. We raised 120,000 roses. That was $120,000. I got like $600 put in my Cash App. And I didn't even ask for it. I actually told him to take it. I want him to take that back. But he was just like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yes, take it back." So the rest of the people, they kept their payout. I sent mine back. I said, "Donate this to somebody else." I was like, "I don't want that." All right. And as much as we could have used it, because that would have been a week in that hotel, I decided to go give that to somebody that really truly needs it. And I want to start paying forward and stuff. That's why I did the fundraising thing. That's why I'm starting to do it on my own and looking up different charities and stuff like that. And like I said, I'll come into people's lives, like my friend Sam from Scotland, and I gave her a galaxy the other day. Like, you know what I mean? And I could barely, she almost fell out of her computer chair, actually. It was so funny.
She was just like, whoa. She's like, Irish Batman gave me a galaxy, and she almost fell back in her chair. Like, and like, she knows what we're going through. You know what we're going through. Like, there's a lot of people that are following us, that are wishing us the best, that know what we're going through. You know what I mean? We are not going to come on here and try to, win people over, you know what I mean? And try to go through all this. We don't even rehearse the shit. Like, we just talk about it. You know what I mean? There's no rehearsing it. Like, yeah, my family's going through a crisis right now. This is what's going on. This is who's working with us. And the goal is to get this apartment. Now we have DSS that will literally pay for the deposit and first month's rent. We have somebody that paid for the application fee. That's going to pay the application fee. They're going to do that tomorrow. So all I need to worry about is the background checks and the credit score checks, to come back good.
But we do have a plan B if that.
But we do have a plan B, and that's going back to my neck of the woods. So we're going back to job. We're gonna go. I'm gonna take a little Winn-Dixie over here to a Yankee state, and I'm gonna show her how Jersey people are.
I'm afraid.
And New Yorkers are.
I'm gonna freeze my tail off.
I don't want to do it. I'm really hoping we get this apartment because it is really, really cold up there during this time of year, and I really don't like it. So, but I got to the point where like a person from Staten Island and somebody from Bayonne, New Jersey, they're like, listen, you guys can come live here. Well, I'm not going to kick you guys out. I want you guys to get back on your feet. I'll make sure you guys have the transportation, which we wouldn't really need because we got public transportation. We got New Jersey Transit. We got buses that go everywhere. We got subways. We got everything. So, I mean, if I got to go work in the city again, I'll go work in New York City again. I got no problem doing that. I don't want to go back into the whole restaurant industry, but if that's the case, then I'll do it.
That's what we go for.
So I've worked at five five-star restaurants in New York City for like 6 or 7 years, and I've left on good terms with them and everything. And if I ever needed a job and ever back up that way, I am more than welcome. I can walk in there and start working. I don't even have to ask for an application. So, that's our last result right there, is to go back to my neck of the woods, and then I'm around people that think and talk just like me.
Yeah. Once I got a big fish to even more dry humor.
Yeah. So my wife, she was just like, well, can I be the last result? I'm like, yeah, that can be the last result. I'll try it down here in the South. I'll try to do, that little whatever that country, the Southern hospitality is. But if that Southern hospitality is like, fake and shit, guess what? We're going up north, where I know for a damn fact, if a social worker comes knocking on the door, like he's going to get a couple people before he gets to us, like, and they ain't going to be happy about it. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, right now we're just trying. Christmas coming up in a couple days, and we're just.
Show her the Christmas tree we got.
Oh yeah, I'll show you guys the Christmas tree, if that's possible. Somebody donated. I still have the 7 foot by 4 foot Christmas tree that I was trying to sell when we were at the Quality Inn, but I finally the people that we stayed with,
they gave us a smaller one.
They gave us a smaller one, and that's
except for mine's black.
Mine's black.
But the lights actually change color as well.
Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 different settings on there.
Like it's got the solid white on there. It's got the multicolor. It breathes. Like it does the setting where it looks like it's breathing. It changes in between both the colored and the white. And I told Irish here, I was like, you know what? I said, I like it on the white because we have red ornaments on it and it makes it look like a candy cane. I was like, you know what? I just got food stamps in. I can go get candy canes.
What is this? Oh, that's what. All right, my notifications. Okay, never mind. Anyway, don't need to see that.
Yeah, don't see that.
But yeah, no, we're just trying to, and like I know, like Christmas is the 25th, and we only had this room for like 8 days, but we're gonna try to make. We're gonna try to keep it. I mean, we really don't have a choice in the matter. We really don't, and like I'm gonna try to refrain from going on TikTok and asking for handouts, you know what I mean?
Or asking for help.
You know what I mean? There's no reason why, we got plenty of friends around here in this town. There's no reason why I can't go out and be like, hey man, does your dad still do tree services? Does your dad still go around doing handyman services? Like, can I come work with him? Can you tell him my situation? Or if he already knows about my situation, can I come work with him? You know what I mean? Pay me like $200 a day. You know what I mean? Like, give me $100 so I can give it to the room. You know what I mean? And let me go ahead and do this. You know what I mean? Or if he can help me out with my room throughout the week, I mean, I'll be willing to work for free. Like, I'm to that point. Like, yeah. I'm just a dad trying to, I'm looking after my kids. Like, my kids ain't going nowhere unless I say they're going somewhere. Like, if I got family in Ireland right now. I got my cousin in Ireland that's extremely pissed off, and I'm trying to keep him across the pond because if he comes over, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. There's nothing I can do at this point. Like he will get physical. He doesn't care. Like he does not give a shit. And on my father's side, I got an aunt that lives in Sicily. That she's just like, if you don't get you and your family on this plane right now, like I just turned down a plane ticket to Sicily. Like, We wouldn't have to give up our citizenship. Our caseworker didn't say anything about us not being able to do it. Like, and I already have a citizenship in Ireland, in Belfast. So because of my family's Irish. So I don't, I told him, I said, seriously, like, I got places to go. I have friends. I have family that are not blood family to me. And I'm telling you, I'm asking you guys to like work with us. Stop threatening us. Work with us. Because these people that you don't see us talking to on a day-to-day basis that are sitting on the sidelines, they're starting to get extremely pissed off. And they don't like Child Protective Services. They have their own nickname for you guys. Like, I'm not going to say it on TikTok or anything, even though, I've heard it millions and millions of times on different videos that have to do with CPS. But, I'm like, you guys are corrupted. You guys really, really are corrupted. Like, I asked my caseworker today when she came to check on the room. They did a walkthrough of the room. I'm like, how do you go home? Like, I get it. Like, if you help somebody and you help the child out, and like, for a fact that this child's put in a better place, like, I get it. Okay, fine. You can sleep comfortably at night. But how do you, when you don't have those times, how do you go home and sleep at night? Like, I don't understand. I would not be able to do that job. Like, I wouldn't be able to do it at all. And she's like, honestly, when I go home, that phone gets put down, turned off, and I do stuff to keep my mind busy. So she pretty much admitted that she doesn't sleep well at night. I'm like, then you need to find a different profession, sweetheart, because you're too nice. And I can see this glow on you and everything. And she, she told me she rides motorcycles. I said, that's a very good therapeutic thing to do. That's what I used to do until I had my shoulder accident. I have a shattered rotator cuff right here in my right shoulder. And I can't ride until I get it fixed. And even when I get it fixed, doctors like the chances of me getting back on a motorcycle are like slim to none. And I miss my bike. I really do. I had to sell my bike too. So I was really, really upset about that. So I had a bobber and I loved that bike. I really did. I got a lot of tail with that bike too. So, but I was just like, I just wanted to ask that question. I really did. Because I don't believe for 1 second that you go home and you sleep comfortably at night, or you just sit in the shower and not scream or cry or anything. She goes, I do it every single day. I'm like, why would you put yourself through that mental abuse? I was like, do you realize like you're putting yourself through that much extreme of mental abuse that your average homeless person probably goes through? Or somebody that's like just that their life is it's just not working out for them and they don't know what else to do. They don't know who to talk to. They don't like, you do realize like you're putting yourself in a very, very dangerous spot, right? Like you really putting yourself to that point where like you might second guess or start talking to the angel of death. Like you need to get out of this profession. I was like, and I'll tell you something right now, like you would be great with the company. If not my company, but in the line of work that I do. The government has offered her a job in the Army, the Air Force, the Marines, the Navy, the Coast Guard. Like they've actually offered like, please come work for us. Just because of her status and like the counseling and stuff like that. But she turned it all down and everything. But she also practiced Muay Thai, like she, MMA and stuff like that. And, I'm just like, dude, you'd be like, why are you working for CPS? Like, what the hell? Like, you graduated college at the top of your class. Like, you got a master's degree and you're working for one of the most corrupted, most hated agencies in the United States, if not the United States, in the United States. Because you don't see CPS taking kids that are in Egypt living in a shack hut in the middle of the desert with a camel.
Yeah.
You don't see those kids getting taken away from their parents. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why you would work for them. But, hey, man, I guess the money's good. And I guess, that's your forte. I guess I wouldn't do it. I would not do it. No, I as soon as they told me to take kids away from their parents, unless they are in. If I knew for a fact that these kids weren't going to make it to the next day, then okay, fine. But if you're sitting here telling me that they're not, like, how you guys are judging me and my wife, we're not bad parents. This actually tells that we care about our kids.
Have a good night.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I didn't mean to ruin your life, but you know, I'm just saying that's what's been going on with us. So we're going to try to enjoy Christmas. I got they did bring presents for the kids. I'm sure that we'll be getting more presents for the kids, and we're sticking out as a family right now because like that's all we can do right now. You know what I mean? And you know, Dad's doing everything he possibly can, physically can, to make the situation better. Mom is, you know, doing what she can do. You know, Mom's working, Dad's working. You know, that's an upside. And something tells me we're going to get this apartment. If we don't get this apartment, then like I said, Jersey's going to be the last step. You know what I mean? And unless we can bring our kids and we can give our kids temporarily to somebody that we know, and as long as it's good for CPS, they, you know, are in favor for it. That will buy us some time so me and Mom can focus on our job and get, you know, save up money and everything else like that. Because I'm not gonna lie, without kids being involved, it's easier because you're responsible for you and, you know, your wife or whatever. It's easier for us to do that. You know what I mean? With the kids, it makes it harder because we're juggling that. Plus we're in a room, you know what I mean? We're making sure everybody, you know, we're all checking ourselves. You know, we're making sure the kids have what they need and stuff like that. But I like a challenge. So my kids know that Daddy's working overtime. You know what I mean? And every time I walk in the room, it's smiles from ear to ear. And I get bum rushed by two little ass kids. So, you know I'm doing something right. I can feel it in my gut. I can feel it in my soul and my heart that I'm doing something good. And if this doesn't show that I don't care about my kids, then there's no such thing of that term. That term is just, it's not believable. So, I mean, but yeah, like I told her, I said, don't lose faith in us. I said, work with us. I said, I would love nothing more but to go on TikTok and be like, no, our CPS is not like that. Like they actually want to help you. They will actually like be there behind you, pushing you forward, making sure you're getting through that battle and everything. Like that's what I told her. I was like, I would love nothing more but to go on my TikTok. And trust me, I got 3 different accounts on TikTok. I have close to 2,000 followers on each of these accounts. Like I would love nothing more but to show people that have a different opinion about your agency that you work for. Be like, no, listen, like they're not doing this type of shit. They're actually helping. They're actually want parents to actually succeed and stuff like that, you know? And if they aren't doing that, then, I mean, I guess, I don't know. I mean, but not every caseworker is the same. Like she told me, like they have some people in their agency, their department that they just look at it as a paycheck. And these are people with kids. They just look at it as a paycheck. And I said, yeah, and that's where the trafficking comes into play. I said, that's why you guys are not called Child Protective Services no more. You guys are simply Child Trafficking Services. Like that's it. Like that's the way everybody's looking at it right now. It's such a huge thing in this country right now and going around the world, especially, you know, with P. Diddy being arrested and federally charged. Like, this is a huge freaking thing. Christ is in our country. Like, you can't go anywhere on social media and not hear about this shit. You know, and parents like me, we don't want to hear about this shit. Like, it hurts. It literally, I have to come in the bathroom and literally sob for a little bit because, like, I can't imagine my kids, you know what I mean? And anybody that's been through the trafficking system, like, I feel for them. I really, really do. You know, and I can't even imagine because I've never experienced it myself. But yeah, no, man, it's been a rough week. It really, really has been a rough week. And like, I just, we're hanging on to each other right now. You know, I mean, we're doing what we can do. We're holding each other close, and you know, I'm not going out without a fight. Let's just put it that way. You know, I come from a long line of military men and women in my family, on both sides of my family. So I'm not, you know, I never was in the military. I never had the experience. Unfortunately, I never had the experience. But I'm not going down without a fight. Like, no. Like if I end up, you know, losing mine or me being locked up for the rest of my life, like I'm not losing. No, it's not happening. Like I'm determined. Like, and I'm so far since this has been going on, because like her aunt's the one that started this whole thing when it came to CPS. Just because she wants to be with her husband and she wants her kids to be with their father. That's it. She's jealous of her niece. That's basically what it came down to.
She's actually even told me that when I got pregnant with my oldest, that she was envious.
When she first got pregnant with Joseph,
she was envious.
What just happened?
Hi, monster.
Oh, they think I'm a robot. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, now I'm back. I had to do a little puzzle thingy. So with our oldest, she actually has been told by her aunt that she was jealous that she was able to give birth to our firstborn. Yeah. And which I was just like, how can you say that? Like, her family is very, very hateful and stuff like that. It's really like, it's sad. It really is. I mean, my family's no different, but like, you know, it just amazes me. So right now we just have each other, and that's what we're focused on right now. And, you know, the people that, you know, support us and pray for us and stuff like that. Like I said, it doesn't matter what religion you come from. I'm not a judge. You know, I mean, I'm a Norse pagan and I'm wearing a Celtic cross. Like, you know what I mean? And yes, that's the Boondock Saints cross too. So anybody watch the Boondock Saints? I can't wait for the third film to come out. But like, we're just sticking with each other right now. Like, you know, I mean, we're just holding each other close and everything. Like, our caseworker gave us a scare the other night. And I went from anxiety attack to emotion, crying with my head down on the dining room table to like, I just felt like everything was black. Everything went black. And all of a sudden this white flash in the corner of my eye happened. And I raised my head up and I was like, no. You guys ain't doing this to us. No, not before Christmas. Like, especially not before Christmas. Like, you guys ain't going to do this to us. I'm going to succeed. I'm going to prove to you and prove to everybody else that we're going to get where we need to be. And we're going to get back on top like me and my wife had been before. Mm-hmm. You know, we've been there. We've had our own place. We've had our own house. You know what I mean? We've had our own car. We were working. We were making money. We were content. We were living comfortably. Not the best, but we were living comfortably. You know what I mean? And this past 4 years has shown how hard we have fought and how hard we stayed focused on the goal. And if it took us more than 4 years to get to, then it took us more than 4 years to get to. Yeah. So I'm not letting anything get in my way. You know, it's like some of those videos you see here on TikTok where Jon Snow from Game of Thrones, he's sitting there and he just pulls out his sword and you can see all these big guys on horses running towards him. And they have that music behind it. And he's just like, all right, man, I know I'm not going to come out of this one alive, but and he comes back over your distance. He goes to cock back and then you see a bunch of horses go after them. Yeah. And he has all these people backing him up and they just they drove over him. That's where I'm at right now with this. Like, no, you guys ain't doing this to me. Like, no. And especially the guy that made the complaint. And, you know, anybody that is listening, like, you could be outside the country. I don't care. Like, I'm not going to allow anybody to interfere with that shit. Like, that's not going to happen.
Especially my family.
You know what I mean? I come from a long line of servicemen and women, like I said. And trust me, I know some of these people. They've joined, you know, groups, organizations. And trust me, I had the heart and spirit of them. Like, I'm not going to allow this to happen. My kids are not going to be taken from me and their mom. There's no way in hell. I've been treated worse as a child. You know what I mean? And I saw CPS literally walk out the door. And as soon as that door shut right behind them, I didn't even get to turn around, and I was up against the wall getting smacked around. So no, absolutely not. You know what I mean? My sons will not experience that at all. I got my sons back. Like when I say 100%, I mean 100%. Do or die. Like that's it. Like that's as simple as I get. I don't live for myself no more. You know what I mean? I don't care about partying. I don't care about going out and having a good time. Like my having a good time is hanging out with my boys. That's my good time. Because I'm mature enough and old enough to know, like, okay, I had my fun. Now you got kids, Andrew. Now it's time to, live for them. And that's what I do. I live for my kids. I try to give my kids everything that I never had. You know what I mean? And, my son, especially Joey's not going to grow up like a normal kid, like how I did. He's going to have that, the special needs and everything. And I'm going to be there and I'm going to help him through that. I'm going to make sure that he's as cool as the other kid in school. You know what I mean? He has the new Nikes. He has the new, M&M hoodie, or, he's going to have the fresh, hat on and stuff. I'm going to make sure he has that stuff because he's no different than any other kid in my eyes. He is a normal kid. And I'm going to make sure that he grows up normal and he gets the same experience as everybody else. Yes, mommy and daddy might have to hold your hand through that, but at least we're going to make sure you do, and that's the way I look at it. And that's the way I'm going to live it. You know what I mean? So that's what my dad would have done for me. My dad had full custody of me right before he passed away in 93. So I know for that my dad would have done the same for me if I was in Joseph or Liam's position or Joshua's position. So, that's just it. That's all is it going to get. I'm just going to be real with it. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. I'm not a bakery. I'm not going to give you your little icing on the cake. Like, fuck that. You want icing? Go to Dairy Queen. You know what I mean? Like,
moving forward. That's really all y'all can do is just keep your head up and keep moving forward.
Yep. And trust me, the people that have came on here and saying don't let the negativity get to you and everything, we try not to. The force is strong within this one, and I remember what you said. You know what I mean? Just keep the positivity, keep the motivation and everything, and just keep it good vibes and everything. I mean, that's what I'm doing, man. I don't even have conversation. I try not to even have conversations on here to have anything to do with negative. I just,
if there's any negativity,
I just ask people how their month is going, how's, what are you guys all doing for Christmas? If you guys celebrate Christmas, and for the people that don't celebrate Christmas, happy solstice, you know what I mean? Happy Hanukkah and all that stuff, I just try to keep it positive, man, because there's, like you said, there's too much hatred in the world right now, man. We need to be positive. Families need to start coming together and shit. We need to bring the word family back. We really, really do. And some people, they can't just turn around and get that no more because of certain situations or certain things that happen. And I totally get that. And in that sense, okay, fine. But for people that are just that haven't gone through anything, or a family member hasn't done to them, or whatever, just that type of situation, if you're just because you got into an argument with your mother and you just decide to leave home and never come back, no, get back in touch with your families. Seriously, I'm trying to do the same thing, and I hate my mom. I hate my mom for what she did to me, but it's all about that, making amends. We're taught that shit. You know what I mean? Especially some of us that are in recovery. We are taught to make amends, no matter how hard it is to make amends. And, and for people that go to church and stuff like that, you're asked every day to forgive, and help one another, because that's, what the God of your understanding does. But I'm not going to go into religious part of it or anything else like that. But just, it's another thing of being positive. You know what I mean? So let's go into 2025 with a bang. You know what I mean? Let's go into 2025. Let's start forgiving people and stuff like that in certain aspects for the situations that for a fact that you can't forgive. Okay. And yes, I'm looking at you. Okay. Because I know a little bit about, yes, on those certain aspects. Okay, I totally get it. I understand 100% complete. That's a battle you fight with your, that's you. You know what I mean? You could only make that decision. But when it comes to other shit, like, no, what's going to 2025 like with a bang? You know what I mean? Like, a lot's going on in the world, all right? You know, yes, some of us didn't get the president that we wanted. You know, that's over and done with. You're still going to wake up. You're still going to pay your bills. You're still going to go to work. You're still going to get paid shitty. You're still going to deal with those same people that annoy you at work that you just like can off them 100 times in your head in 5 minutes. Like, you're still going to deal with this shitty shit, but you're still going to be breathing that next day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to be thankful for that. So, like, you still got your kids. You still, you know, focus, like you said to me, focus on the things that make you happy, that make you positive. You know, not every day is going to be a happy day, but the thing is that you took the hits. Absolutely. And continue moving forward. So that's what I got to say about all that. So, yeah.
But that's
don't get discouraged, and we're gonna push. Oh my God, we're gonna manifest 2025 to fucking hit the ground running.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's all we can do. Just manifest. 2025 is gonna be a lot fucking better than 2024 was, because this was a whole fucking show of a fucking year.
Yeah.
So I am manifesting that 2025 is going to be positive for absolutely all of us. And we're all going to move forward from it. We're going to build from it. We're learning from it. We're growing from it. We're becoming stronger from it. So as long as y'all can manifest that, I think y'all will be golden.
Yep. I got a lot of good positive vibes and energy going on. Like,
thank you for the follow.
2025 is definitely going to be that year. Like, and I know 23 was a bad year, 24 was a bad year, 22 was a bad year, and everybody's just like, "What's the point?" And I'm like, because the point is that, you know,
you've got to reach the end of the level for Jumanji.
Yeah.
Duh. You ever fucking played Jumanji?
Yeah, like, exactly. Yeah, like, exactly.
Like, this is gonna be Jumanji
in the forest and shit before you fucking in the game. It's just part of it.
Yo,
we're not even going to talk about the game.
If you gotta look at it like that, yeah, you can look at life as a video game. You definitely can. But Jumanji, that is definitely a good example. That definitely is a good example. So,
welcome
but yeah.
to level 2025 of Jumanji.
Jesus.
What shall this season bring?
Right.
Yeah, right.
Stay tuned for this season.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what's been going on with us. So we're gonna stay positive. You know what I mean?
A day at a time.
We're taking it one day at a time. You know what I mean? And you know, for people that are staying close and giving us support and everything else like that, I just ask everybody to continue doing it.
You can't thank y'all enough for it.
You know, I haven't proven anybody wrong. You know what I mean? I've shown receipts. I've shown proof that this and this and that. And, you know, let's help each other. You know what I mean? With what we got. You know, some of us don't have anything. You know what I mean? But I try to, you know, be supportive as much as I possibly can to other people that are going in lesser unfortunate situations than we are right now. So,
yeah.
This Christmas is going to be a little hard because, you know, every Christmas I usually spend it with my brother. So this is going to be a little harder for me. Because, like, a lot of this that's going on with our kids, like, his last dying wish was, yo, please be a dad to these kids. Please take care of these kids no matter what. Do not lose these kids. And always be there for them. And that's why I keep doing what I'm doing. Like, you know what I mean? Most dads my age are, you know, they're even somewhat part of their lives, they go running.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're too scared. You know, they don't have it within them. Well, yeah, you a G on the street, but when it comes to something that's real, you know, real shit, real work, you know, you go running and shit. You know what I mean? Why? Because you don't want to pay baby mama money? Oh, that's just the beginning of the bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? You know, wait till that.
Never gonna dime from my baby daddy.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, and you know, for some baby moms out there that probably listen, you know, yeah, you know, you want that money, but you don't want the dad involved in shit like that, then you don't need the money. You know what I mean? It goes both ways.
I literally can't even pay my kid's dad to be involved. Literally.
Seriously. Oh, wow. Wow.
Paid his bills for over a year.
Yeah, well, so, honey, you got a reason. You got some good reasons, though. You know what I mean? And you look like the type of woman that you could definitely, you could raise some kids by yourself, too. Like, you good. You got that hardcore bitch going on right now.
Yeah. My kids are fucking badass. But I literally paid this man's bills for over a year.
Yeah. Oh, that's a boy. That's not a man. That's a boy. You know, he's a boy. That's not a man. Any real man would be paying bills, paying her bills. Should I pay her bills if we weren't together and we had kids together?
Like I said, I've literally paid this man's bills. Mm-hmm. Quit paying him. Guess who quit coming around?
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, that's a boy. That's the definition of a boy.
Yep. Bye, homie. See you later.
Exactly. Trust me.
My kids are good.
What?
Even though I'm really mad at them because, see, my kids were like, teenagers, and they were like, Mom, we want a house with stairs, lots of stairs. Well, here we are in a 3-story fucking house, and we all hate the fucking stairs. Hate them. Never again. Well,
That's what when we were over my wife's cousin's house. I was just like, I love the home. It's this 2-story house. I built a couple houses helped build a couple houses like this, and I was just like, I was still trying to find my way around, like how to get through this house and everything. I was like, working 4 years doing house building, I've definitely done this type of style house like over 100 million times, and I still can't find my way around this damn house. But they had stairs, and I was like, okay, fine, we're upstairs in the playroom, cool, awesome, big old playroom, man. I mean, they had an outdoor swing set inside this bedroom.
Yep.
A full size outdoor swing set in this bedroom.
Like I said, y'all know me. I've been a single mom for a very long time, and I just recently met Cosmic Panda. I just poured a whole half a fucking cup of sugar in that coffee.
And I've done that before.
Whoops.
And it's gonna taste like shit.
It probably is about to really taste like shit.
It's gonna taste like shit. It really is.
I don't want to waste it. But we're gonna
Is there like this much? Is it like this much sugar in it right now?
Okay. I made a coffee fucking syrup is what I just did, homie. That's what I just fucking did. I made coffee flavored
You're better
syrup.
than me, honey. I literally dropped like a half of a bag of sugar in my coffee, and like it literally was like it looked like a little like sand island at the top where the water, like the liquid would stop, and it looked like a little mountain. I shit you not. I threw the cup, I threw the rest of the bag of sugar, and I walked away from it. I was so mad. So mad.
That shit just hit my fucking soul.
Oh my god. Like, no.
But no, like I said, y'all keep y'all's heads up. I came from literally the bottom. Me and my kids were sleeping in a truck in the middle of Atlanta, in the middle of Midtown.
We almost were there at one point. Besides, I had a Saturn. That was about it. I had a Saturn Rogue, which is a small ass SUV.
View, not Rogue.
Oh, View. My bad. Saturn View. My bad.
Yeah, I'm in a truck.
Yeah.
So mind you, 2 kids, a Great Dane, living in a Dodge Ram 1500 in the middle of Atlanta.
In the middle of Atlanta?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh,
Atlanta,
you were in the jungle, man. You were in the hood.
I'm in here. So, with that being said, do not get discouraged about where you are in life. You will.
Oh, no, trust me. I'm going to remind myself of that. Trust me.
If I can do it by myself,
yeah.
y'all can do it as a team.
Yep. I'll keep that in mind. I'll definitely keep that. I'll keep that close. When shit starts to get rough and shit, I'll definitely look at that. Yeah, that'd be a perfect example. Yeah.
It was.
Definitely.
I'm not gonna lie. It was fucking hard.
It
was hard because I didn't have any help. I was by myself. Like
Buck Buck.
with 2 kids.
Welcome, Buck Buck.
Yeah.
Buck Buck, going back.
Oh, what's up, Buck?
I had to, and then tried to get it to where, he would see these kids. So I was paying his cell phone bill. I was paying his truck insurance. I was paying his power bill. Came around twice a month. Then it turned into once a month. Then it turned into once every 2 months. Then it turned into once every 5 months. Now it's once a year.
I mean, at least I fight with with Aiden's mom, my oldest son, with Aiden's mom. At least I've argued with her to try to get him to come see me, but he wants to come live with dad. So.
Oh yeah, no, mine can't. They call him by his whole government name.
Oh shit! Oh wow!
Yeah.
Damn, dude, you fucked up.
Oh, he done. He's already got. He's now newly engaged, and they've got a baby on the way.
Wow.
But what does that say about the woman?
Uh-huh.
Having a child with a man that doesn't even have any contact with his 2 biological children. Let's touch base on that. What that says about your character, ma'am.
Yeah, so those sperm banks and the sperm donors. What about? Let's talk about that for a little bit. You know what I mean?
So how about
Let's talk about that a little bit.
I picked from the wrong fucking tree. I'm telling you.
Well, that's what Aiden's mom told my foster mom.
What the hell was that?
What the fuck was that?
It's my phone. I got an email.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, okay, Johnny Five, are you alive? It's like.
Yeah, no, my wife is dead, which is probably terrible, but I forgot to charge it today. But no, like I said, y'all can do it.
That my oldest son, his mom told my foster mom, regardless if I was the father or if I was in the picture or not, she was still having a baby. Like she basically told my mom, like point blank, like she used me as a sperm donor. Like I mean, straight up.
Like straight up.
And how this woman was able to walk away from my foster mom's property, I don't know. I was like, well, how are you walking right now? And she was just like, I told her if she put her hands on me, I was going to call the police. And my foster mom is affiliated. Like she used to be affiliated, like in New Jersey. Like she doesn't give a fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Like.
I was with my kid's dad since I was 13. Mind you, I'm 33.
Okay.
I just left him almost 4 years ago. I stayed with this man through like DV, everything. And it literally took me that long to get away. To the point where I was like, we're better off living in my truck.
Yeah. Because sometimes that's just better. It is better. It's a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yep. And honestly,
damn.
When I left, I was down to like 98 pounds because I was so miserable. I'm now at like a healthy 167.
Yes. And you look fantastic.
You look awesome. You look awesome.
Thank you guys, because I was.
There you go, girl. Hell yeah.
I was bad.
I know, honey.
I understand.
I know, honey.
It's all right. I got my sponsor. I got my sponsor's mom. I call her Granny. It's people that we met when we were in Louisiana. Whenever I went on Facebook, just like talk to my like inner family and like my close friends that like grew up, like childhood friends and stuff like that wanted to like make sure that we were doing okay and everything. I would sit there and like, even if it was like a topic just to talk about, you know, just to keep my mind off the bullshit, she would just message me and be like, you know, you look like you're on something and everything. I'm like, do you not know what depression does to you? Do you not know that like it literally takes away like your ability to eat, your ability to be happy? Like it's not just like a term, it's actual disease.
She actually messaged me back.
And I don't want to know what she said either, because I'm sure that she had more than enough to say, you know, whatever, because of her age and everything. But anyway, not to get any disrespectful to her. I still respect her. But it's just like, it's like, Granny, like, you're not even focused on what the video was all about, what the live was all about. Like, all you're doing is looking at me and reminding me, like, I look like shit. Like.
Sorry, I keep getting fucking emails. Like, the fuck? And it's you do not have to reply to this message. You don't have to reply to this, but then why did you fucking send it?
Yeah, right. I love those emails. You don't have to reply to this message, but we just wanted to let you know. Da, 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 da. I'm just like, then why the fuck did you send it?
That's the culture in. It's like,
yo.
Cool.
So.
But no, you guys keep your fucking heads up and keep pushing forward. Y'all are doing everything you know to do since the last time we had this one-on-one, and I'm proud of both of you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That means a lot.
It's been a crazy couple of weeks and a couple of months. It really has been. And it does mean a lot. It really does. Like, it does.
It's been
like you and Cosmos are like, honestly, you guys are like the first two people we actually like, I look for. When I come on TikTok, like if I see you guys on, I'm definitely going on. Like you know what I mean.
Especially when
there's a couple other people, not to give anybody any, not trying to make anybody mad, but there are like several few I could count on both of my hands and toes that if I see them on, I'm just like, get in the live right now. Get in here real quick. I need you. Like, so it's like.
Especially when Cosmic's on and I know he's playing COD, I'm like, get in my life right now.
Oh yeah, you let him know when we do get back on top and we do get our game system. 1v1, man, 1v1, bro.
Yeah, we will.
Let me get like a couple months in though to get practice. I'm a little rusty, but let me get in there. Let me get that. And I don't play with mods, so I don't want to hear, he's cheated. He's using mods. I don't play mods, bro.
No, I think
take control.
I think Mark is actually live right now on TikTok as we speak, gaming.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me look him up.
I want to get on it, man. I really want to get on that. I want to get on the game, man. I want to play and shit. Like, I love gaming. I really do. I really do love gaming. That's my escape.
Yeah.
That's my escape, especially if I'm playing God of War. Like, I love playing God of War.
I'm going in his live right now. Watch this.
Don't use those mods.
I'm actually going to put that on there. Don't use those mods.
Don't use that drop shot. Don't use that drop shot mod.
Yeah, he's. I'm trying to build his following as well, so he can go live on his own platform instead of TikTok streaming.
Yeah.
So I'm working on that too, because I actually tried to get him to just take over my TikTok, and he was like, no. And then I had like
right now.
Were like personally texting me, and they were like, girl, we need your mental health nights. Like, you can't just disappear like that.
He commented, I'm not using any mods, but welcome in, Megan.
Like I said, like once we get back on top and everything, I will definitely can help him out with that, because I have a Twitch and everything else like that, and I stream a lot when I'm on Call of Duty or Battlefield or, especially first person, pew games.
For like 15 years.
Yeah.
But he's trying to build up his TikTok.
Okay. All right.
So.
Yeah, because once we get our place and everything, and I can get back to gaming and everything, like I'm gonna start doing like just straight up gaming and stuff like that. Like, I'll have like a few nights where like I'll do like what I normally do and everything, but like it's gonna be mostly like gaming and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, he's
mine's all mental health. So I talk about all kinds of shit, and then sometimes my lives will get out of control. But like I try to explain to a lot of people, I have a lot of littles that come into my lives that are like 18, and they come in here because they know that they feel safe. They can listen to different ways to handle different coping mechanisms. So if you ever hear me say, "Hey, baby," just know.
Yep, I got you.
And that's where everybody that I go live with and that I do boxes with and stuff like that, if they hear me go, "Hey, baby," they know there's a little in the chat. Let's keep it PG.
Yep.
Because they have just as much as right as an adult does to be in my life.
Yep, they do.
So, but yeah, like I said, y'all are doing great. I'm proud of you guys. Just to hear how far y'all have come since the last time.
So
people suck. People fucking suck.
Yep.
Like,
you win some, you lose some.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Now, if TikTok ends on like they're supposed to be ending, do y'all have a Discord or UT page that we can still follow and stay connected?
I'm gonna be on your favorite.
Okay.
Have you seen it? It's in my profile. If you go to my profile, I actually screenshotted my link there.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I gotta get out of this bathroom. It's too hot. I'll be right back. I just need some fresh air.
But yeah, if you just go to my, you can find it. I was gonna say, I think I can hear my profile talking.
I was gonna say I got his on my phone.
Okay.
You hear him talking through mine. I'm trying to get it where you can see. There you go. There he is.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, he's upstairs. I'm gonna start streaming down here so I don't interfere with his.
Yeah.
With him. I'm trying to find. I've never heard it called that turp monster. That's the first. But thank you for the ice cream cone or creaming my box. That's terrible. No.
They just wanted to cream in your box, girl. They just want to cream.
Well, he's laughing like
I know, right?
That's what it's called. Y'all are fucking wild. Like, I love that y'all are having so much fun that y'all made me say that. I'm so glad y'all are enjoying yourselves. I feel a bit humiliated. I'm not gonna lie. That was very out of character for me. Very out of character.
Unlike earlier when right before he come in, all we hear is, "What the fuck is it called? What the fuck is it called?"
Because I get so aggravated with myself.
You had him dying laughing over here on that.
Well, it's because I get aggravated with myself because I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah, he was like, "Is she getting pissed off?" I said, "Yeah, because she can't figure out what the fuck it's called." He said, "Tell her I'm on the way to rescue her on that then."
But no, like I said, I'm proud of both of you, and you also. Like, I know he's working. You said you were working as well. That's awesome.
Yep, I actually just started a new job. I work at Walmart now. I got hired on the 3rd of this month and just got my first paycheck today, which paid for a room for 8 days. So
Hell yeah.
the only downfall is that it does pay every other week for my job. But I can't.
The downfall. You just named 3 positives before you hit
I
that.
know, and I went a negative. I know. It's a bad habit I'm working out of. Is what I'm doing.
I still catch myself doing it, so don't feel bad because I'm just like, oh my god, if I don't do this, then this is gonna happen, and then I pre-plan everything bad that's gonna happen, and then I overthink the shit out of it. I'm like, well, now I'm prepared for shit to hit the fan.
Yep. Because I'll sit there and, like you said, this past couple of weeks has been really rough, and he is not a crier. He does not cry at all. So when he gets to the point where he's breaking down and crying, that's when I know it's really bad for him, and his overthinking and his mentality is getting to him. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to tell you like you tell me. We got this. We've been in worst case scenarios than what we're in now, and I try to be the positive reinforcer when normally it's vice versa, and it's my mentality because, I had the baby and everything, I'm going through postpartum and then just my regular depression kicking in and stuff. And I start overthinking even more, and I'm just like, okay, I need to take a breather. I need to walk away. I had a couple of friends, that we had stayed for the past 4 days. They actually helped us out to where, we could actually just sit down and rewind and reset. Thank you for the ice cream cone. And just, be able to de-stress, and my friend's husband actually, works with, autistic children in 6 different schools. So he actually was able to help us with our oldest and learn new ways to be able to benefit our oldest as parents, how to sit and understand with them and everything like that. So just doing really good with that and everything. Thank you, babe. He had to give me my medicine and everything like that. And I was just like, I told him, I said, I can't thank y'all enough for this. They went and, because unfortunately with our crazy weather we've been having the past couple of days here, where it's been almost like 60, 70 degrees here. And now it's almost like tomorrow, the highest is going to be 48 degrees. And the lowest is going to be down in the 30s here. So now, even though my kids didn't go outside and everything like that, just the temperature change, and they're still getting adjusted back to, my state weather, and getting adjusted to all the seasonal allergies and stuff like that here, they're getting sick. And now my youngest is getting sick because of it. And I'm just like,
fuck that. -1. Homie, move.
Right? That's popsicle weather.
Every time y'all see me and I'm live, what am I doing? I'm like under a blanket, like, oh, it's freezing in here.
Well, see, normally I would be, but my 2 oldest have stolen all of my nice warm fuzzy fleece blankets. So yeah.
Yeah,
even though they both got a blanket of their own, they want mama's blankets.
My heat just quit working.
My phone's about to die. Do what?
Your heat's out. The fuck? What'd you do? Like start? Dude.
I would start a fire.
Fuck facts. My oven would become an oven.
I would start a fire. Yeah, I cut the oven on and open up that oven and let that heat get in. Shoot, my great grandmother, the only way we would heat her house, she had a wood stove in her kitchen. And the way her kitchen was, yes, you left it in here actually.
I grabbed it wrong one.
But the way her house was is her kitchen was actually down in the basement. So we would actually go downstairs and get warmed up by the wood stove because she cooked on it and stuff, and that was how it heat the house. And once you got in your bed and that bed, you better get in there and get situated, because once you got all them blankets, you ain't moving. Like she had them good home. It's the extra sweet.
I can tell.
Sorry, babe. I like my tea sweet.
Sick.
Well, it ain't my homemade sweet tea, so I'm sorry.
Oh my god, it tastes like shit.
I'm sorry.
It's a southern thing.
That was the only one that was available. All the others were out.
What are you trying to get? What are you trying to do? You trying to off me with diabetes?
No.
I mean,
No, I'm not trying. No, I'm not trying to do that, but it's what I'm about around.
Oh, you ain't cool, Cosmo.
what do you do?
He can't hear you.
He came up behind and got somebody with a finisher.
He's like, "Oh, you ain't cool." I'm not in his live on my phone.
I know.
I'm just viewing it.
My man's just running around with
He got a bazooka.
He's just running around with a bazooka in his hand. I love it.
Oh, that ain't nothing. He was actually in a tank and somebody jumped on top of it and he pew-pewed him. I was like, yeah, just...
UFO? Oh, no, that's a parachute.
That's
Never mind.
that's
I thought that was a UFO. I was like, what, they got UFOs in Battlefield now?
You got an ice cream cone, by the way.
I got ice cream cone.
Yeah.
Yeah, all gifts are definitely appreciated. All gifts are definitely appreciated.
We're not asking for them, but all gifts are appreciated.
Yep, they do go to helping us out, definitely.
Yeah, I think this is the new Battlefield, to be honest. Battlefield 2042.
Yeah. He just installed that one, I think. But he's on a big PC. Like, he's on a huge ass PC system.
I was going to say, he plays on PC, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can tell the difference, honestly.
Disco in my room. I know, Turp Master. Thank you for all your love.
I was gonna say, is that the one that creamed ice cream cone? Yeah. He did the same thing to me earlier, and he did the laughing face.
I still love how I made Sam.
Would you like?
I see you.
Or you want to go out? All right. Let me fix your sweater. It's sideways. Hold on, my service dogs want to go outside. Come here.
You're good. Sweater. Take your time.
Let me fix your sweater. Let me fix your sweater. Okay. I can go out.
She's behind doors and shit. She ain't. We drove right through there.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one woman in my car that I was like, we need to get the hell out of this city like now.
Mm-hmm. If we would have known her, they'd be like, hey, can somebody say hi?
I pulled into a McDonald's right outside Atlanta. And I was just like, yeah, we need to get the fuck out of here.
It's cold. We're not going. It's cold. No, Pizza. Fuck that. It's too cold. We're gonna hold it.
It's too cold.
He went to the door and he was like, yeah, and I'm not going out there. Say no, me not go outside.
You're such a pretty boy.
Oh, you can take it.
You're such a pretty boy.
Your balls ain't gonna freeze that much.
You even got your sweater on.
I'm not going out there. Y'all crazy. It's freaking cold.
He said, fuck that.
You gotta move. You gotta move. If you want it, you gotta move. Because if you make me drop the phone in the bowl again, we're gonna have issues. This is be the third phone that went in your water bowl.
Yeah.
Like I said,
make me drop my phone right in the freaking water bowl. I was so mad.
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh my god. I'm so mad.
Here, babe, can you put my phone on the charge?
Mine's about to die too.
Mine's at 10%.
Actually, what's mine at?
Mine's at 10%, so I'm gonna close mine out.
Oh, I'm at 36. I'm good.
You still got plenty of time, but I gotta take my meds.
I have some stiff wing in here.
Yeah, I gotta take.
Don't worry, anybody. I'm just trying to clear my nostrils. I'm not doing anything, illegal. Trust me. It's been a long time for that shit.
I'll be right back.
Do not miss that life at all. So, but Harmony, welcome.
Are you dehydrated in there, my guy?
That's one thing I hate about being up this far up north. It's like I'm back in this regular cold weather, and I was like, I hate it so much. My body goes through so much.
I have 4 rods in my back, so cold does not do well for me.
As the years go on and older I get, it gets worse and worse and worse. Like when I was a kid, I loved the wintertime. I love snow. I love everything about the wintertime. And now I turned 30 years old, and it was just like, yeah, welcome to real life. And welcome. You're going to be in pain for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Like, it was weird. When I was 29, I was like, yeah, man, it's awesome. I couldn't wait. And then as soon as my birthday hit on the 12th of December, as soon as I turned 30, it was just like, it was just like, click. I'm like, why is my body hurting? I didn't do any drinking last night. I didn't party last night. Like, what the hell?
You.
But yeah.
Hey, are you still live on TikTok?
Yeah, I was gonna say he's still alive on TikTok.
Yeah, he is.
He's still alive.
I had to put my phone on charger.
Cosmic Panda. Oh, okay. No rush.
He's running around with his green stick.
They're watching you while they're live with me. Batman Viking. Megan. He's like, okay.
Yeah.
Mudbang for life, absolutely. They're awesome in concert, by the way.
Yeah. What, who's that?
Mudvayne?
Levane? My sister's probably heard of him. I've never actually listened to him, actually. I've heard of him, but I've never listened to him.
That's what's
I went to Battle of the Bands with her 1 year, and I got to see In This Moment in concert, and I fell in love. Like, I mean, I fell in love. Like, I was right there in the front row and, like, at the PNC Art Center in New Jersey, and I fell in love. Like, she sang Adrenalize Me, and I was just like, I want you right now. Like,
yeah. Well, Bane, you didn't even realize I've been playing your music for like 30 minutes. But you chime in on Mudvayne. Like, what? I've been playing your music this whole time, and you said, damn, hey, I like that. That's my beat. Nothing. I know Mudvayne. Yes. Literally, I've had Poison as well. End of Day is playing. And then
is that heavy metal or is that death metal?
It's heavy metal.
Heavy metal, all right. Yeah, my little sister's a huge heavy metal head. Like, she's a huge heavy metal head.
I just never outgrew my middle age or my like teen emo years. I never outgrew them.
Oh, me either. Like, I was a skateboarder type of dude. Like, I started listening to rap when I got into high school. I usually listened to just because like she's like the hottest woman other than my wife. Like, she's the hottest woman alive, and I was like huge Avril Lavigne fan.
Yeah.
And like that video right there, Skater Boy video, like that was me and my friends. Like, that's what we did.
Yeah.
Like, we had the trip pants. We had that whole punk rock style. I listened to Good Charlotte. I listened to Simple Plan. I really like Simple Plan and Good Charlotte. I really, really do. I was a huge Blink 182 fan. A huge Sum 41 fan.
No, you're good about
I still am. I love Blink 182. Like, I'm sorry, but that brings me back to my childhood.
Yeah.
Like, if I ever want to reminisce about my old days, like, that's Blink 182 is definitely it, man. Like, I mean, it is.
That's up to you. Do you want to do a public live vein, or do you want to like do a private conference?
Oh, me?
No. Wolfane. He's gonna be his new album's coming out in January, and we're gonna do a live performance. It doesn't matter to me. If you want it to be private, we can do it privately, or we can do it live. And then, are you want to do the test run tomorrow as far as like your tempo and like as far as your bass goes?
Oh my God, I wish I had my bass guitar. Oh my God, dude, I missed that damn thing.
Well, see, before his live performance, we got to figure out as far as like what everybody hears on the other end of the live, because I don't want him to come in with his new like album and it be static because it's so loud. Does that make sense? So, in
a way, that makes a lot of sense.
I wish I could shoot for Saturday for practice. I mean, I don't have anything I'm doing Saturday. If you want to, you can. If you want to do a practice live on Saturday, we can. And we can do it earlier in the day. That way, you know, all of our creepy friends don't see anything.
That really came out in a wrong way, but I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
No, like, if you, like, did you see the video I posted yesterday? I did a battle with a guy named Creep Show, and he wears a pig's head.
No, I didn't. I'll go on your profile though, and I'll look at it. Yeah. No, but I didn't. Yeah.
He's called Creep Show, and he wears a pig's head. And then there's another guy that I battle with. He's Cheetos the Clown.
Okay.
So that's what I meant by my Creep Show friends, because they're all like creepy clowns, or they're wearing like pig heads, shit like that.
I'm down with it. That's cool. That's awesome.
Talk, and they come out at a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I've been like pushing my lives to. So I haven't been sharing my lives for like my past 4 lives, because I'm bringing in a different algorithm.
Algorithm?
Yeah.
I can't say it either sometimes.
Hey, Safi, thank you for the follow. Good night, honey. I love you.
So I don't know if I said it. I'm probably gonna say it wrong, but SAIF.
Safi? Saf?
Safi.
I think.
Is that one of your guys?
He just
Oh no,
gave
I'm friends
me.
with him. Oh, okay. I'm following him. I thought I wasn't sure. Let's see, am I following you? Nope, I'm not following you. I'm definitely following you. Buck, I have.
But
Go ahead.
yeah, I'm trying to change my algorithm. I cannot fucking say that word to save my damn life.
Me either. You don't feel bad. I can't say it either. I can't either.
I made it to where when people come to my live, I tell them I'm like, don't share the live because it brings in a whole different
Yeah.
shit to
Yeah.
people. And that's what I've been doing, and that's how I've met so many of these new people because I'm building up for Bane's concert. I can host. It don't matter. If you want to host, you can, or I can. It doesn't really matter to me. And just text me tomorrow. Let me know. But yeah, I'm trying to bring in a different genre of death metal fans. So when he does his album release, it's more of a hit.
Yeah, I hear you.
Where if it's hitting all the country bumpkins, they're gonna be like, the fuck?
Yeah.
So if I change my pace, it brings in that type of.
I hear you. All right.
What's up, buddy?
Oh, hey, you dropped something, by the way.
Oh, yeah, slick little shit. Love you too. We have a thing in our house where if you drop something or it's like, oh my God, you left this on the table. And he was like, hey, Mom.
What's up, man? That's cool. Gotta have fun with kids, man. You got to. They're little versions of yourself, trust me.
Because you're a teen boy. It's
I'm
gonna
11.
11 and your room smells like butt.
Well, I hope an 11-year-old screams.
But you don't need that. You're a pyro.
I promise, Mom. Look, I promise I won't be a pirate. I promise. I won't burn the house down.
Promises are
Promise.
always broken.
No,
just
but
like fingers.
please. Look, none of my toes. No butt cheeks, please.
So I can't teach them. I can't teach them the whole thing where you hold down the thing like this and you put it in your thing like that, and if you light it, it goes.
No, I mean, like make a lighter out of a battery.
That's a good hack, though.
I promise, Mom. I promise.
No, those aren't even mine. So no.
Who's on it?
There's such a bad influence when it comes to people's kids.
Stop. Well, we're not opening those.
That's a good hack, though. If you can make a battery out of a lighter, that's a really good life hack. I can't even do that. And you're looking at an Eagle Scout right now, like.
I learned a lot. There are certain times in my life.
I know another one of my gifts.
Yeah, it's kind of. No, that's actually.
The middle is awake.
Huh?
The middle is awake.
The middle child's awake?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just letting you know.
Okay.
Absolutely.
He's awake. So let him be awake. I need Joey to sleep. That's what I want Joey to do. I want Joey to sleep because Joey's always the one that's difficult.
Stay out of it, son, or I take it away. That's how this works. Anything around that tree, if you mess with it, it goes away.
Back to Santa Claus.
Krampus is going to take it. You think that until he comes in and slaughters all of us.
Have you ever heard of Krampus?
I was just telling him, he was like, he's not real. I was like, okay, keep saying that. He's going to come slaughter us all.
Yeah, you keep saying that. I believe in Krampus more than I believe in
I
Santa
want to
Claus.
go to the fucking parade in Germany. Or Norway. Norway, I'm sorry.
Yes, in Norway, they have a parade for him. Yes. They have a parade for Krampus.
You know what this is from?
I want to go too. Oh, trust me, I really want to go. Are you serious? Like, I have family bloodlines that originate back to, Norway.
Okay.
Huh?
That was my
Yeah.
business.
Oh, I want to move to Norway We're actually looking into it in the next couple of years.
Yeah, you'll love it. Trust me. I've been there once. I've been to the countryside, like right outside of like actual village that actually like they actually still live like Vikings and shit. And I mean, it's fucking beautiful. I mean, oh my God, it's beautiful. Like I would give up this life. Like Megan and the kids, let's go. Like I don't care how cold it gets. I don't care what I got to do. Like I want to go. Like not to the fact that like I have like Viking blood, but just for sheer fact, like it's beautiful. Like you can go YouTube it and all kind of like the sites and everything, especially if you're using a drone. Like it is beautiful. It's like it's nice and peaceful. You're in the mountain range. You see, like I mean, snow-capped mountains for days, and it's just like it's awesome. Like it seems so peaceful there. Like I used to think America was great. Like the sightseeing in America was great. No, like go outside the country if you ever get the chance. Like you will not regret it. Like I'm serious. It's a whole new life opener for people.
Oh yeah, we're one.
Like I went backpack through Europe when I was a teenager. I got to have a chance to go backpacking through Europe and everything. And our dead stop was where was it? It was Norway because that's where the end of our trip was. It was Norway, and I had a blast. I mean, I wasn't ever in the city. We never even stayed in the city. We stayed out in the countrysides of each country that we went through. And I mean, we started from one side of Europe and we just traveled, walked, hiked, whatever you want to call it. And I mean, it really was a eye opener. Like just like how like I've been to Cairo, Egypt. Like that was an eye opener. Like it made me. America's spoiled, man. We are spoiled as fuck. We're spoiled as hell. So a lot of us are ungrateful, like, you know, to have what we have and stuff like that. But you go to these other countries that these people don't have shit and they're happy. They're blessed. They're just because they have their family with them. It's just like, it's a real eye opener. It really, really, really is. And I hate to say it because like I am, you know, I consider myself as a Norse pagan, but if it wasn't for like Christianity and outreach centers like to send us to these places and stuff and experience these different places, like I would have never known it was like that. Like I've been to Africa, I've been to Cairo, I've been to Australia, I've been to a lot of these countries that don't have shit. Like, you know what I mean? That don't have anything. They live in a shack in the middle of the desert, like, and they're happy, they're blessed. And it's just like, and they stick to their traditional ancestry roots and everything.
Remember,
it's just like, it's amazing. It really, really is amazing. It's just like, you guys don't want more in life. Like, you guys don't want to be like where the Sultan is, like living large. And they're like, no, we're good. We're fine. We're perfectly fine. I'm just like,
can you do a box?
What?
I'm talking to my
Oh, sorry. I keep forgetting. My bad.
No, you're okay. This is who is doing the live performance.
This is Wolfgang.
Mm-hmm. This is Wolfgang.
Jennifer, thanks for joining. How you doing tonight?
I mean, he's actually not that bad.
That's pretty good, huh?
The back of it on the back of the Twitter thing.
But all right, Irish, I'm gonna jump off here and open some boxes for a few minutes and see what's going on around the world.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta do some video editing and stuff like that for some people. So they're paying me to do it. So I was like, okay, cool.
Hell yeah.
All right.
All
right. Thanks for having me.
I'm proud of y'all.
Thank you so much. You guys have a good night. All right.
You too.